4 o'clock within the Twin Cities. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Walter Banks Jr., QBear got you in the midst of drive time. On the phone lines, I got a friend of mine, man, ladies and gentlemen, check this out. Young man goes by the name of Mr. Paul D. Jones. He's the president and CEO of Jones Marketing Group, JMG Net Worth, and My Financial Worth. He's also the author of a book. He got a couple of books out. One is entitled Who Told You You Were Broke? The other is Schedule for Success. Now, my man Paul, he travels throughout the country, in the country and out the country, and he talks to a lot of different business when it comes to about finances and worth and that kind of thing. And also a friend of mine, I like to say, what's up to Mr. Paul D. Jones? How you feeling, sir?
QBear, I'm doing great, sir. It's great to hear your voice and get a chance to chat with you.
Man, no question about it. There's a big event that's taking place here in the Twin Cities on Saturday, December the 8th, from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. And for the listening audience, you want to tell them a little bit about what it's about and what's going on?
Absolutely, I'd love to. We have an event going on called Wealth Day. And this event, I've been just privileged from being able to go around the country and speak and do certain business. I've been privileged to meet a lot of great people. And, you know, after this past election, I said, you know what, I want to be able to have something together so people can see that they all have a gift, a talent, and an ability. So that way, if they want to make more money, if they want to start their own business, if they are happy with their job and they just want to get promoted, you know, because I have friends who are just perfectly 100% happy with their day job, but they want to get promoted. See, everything boils down to how they see things in life. So I got together with some great friends, and I said, hey, guys, we're going to put this event together, and it's just us giving back to the community, nothing more, nothing less, and it's called Wealth Day. And Wealth Day is just really an event for those who, like I said, they just want to build better, healthier relationships. You know, then we got our relationship experts. If they want to understand business better, then we got business experts, accounting experts, you know, as well as it'll be fun. So just, I believe that people will learn, especially right there in our community, they'll learn more about business, financial success, personal success, and doing better than they will learn a whole semester out of college in one day, because the people who will be in the house will be people who have actually done it. And that's what really, if anyone knows me personally, you can't talk about success around me. You actually had to achieve a level of success, and then I'll validate or endorse that person. So I brought in some very, very highly successful people. And, you know, QBear, we got to have you in the house and just have fun with it and just sow seed into the Twin Cities. And this event, since we set it in place, it's only in the Twin Cities, but since then, people in Houston, people in Dallas, Texas, people in Atlanta, Georgia have all said, will you guys bring Wealth Day here? And it was just really me wanting to sow seed into my own community, Minneapolis and St. Paul. So I really want everybody to come out because, you know what, this is us. We got blessed with some great individuals, and you know what, we might as well, you know, be like sponges, come soak up all the knowledge, and then whatever a person does for their career, they can go and be better. They'll go to work next Monday, and just the bosses, the employers, the supervisors will be like, whoa, where were you at this weekend? And they'll say, I was with the doctors. I learned something this weekend, because we're going to make sure that people don't worry about finances. We're going to show them how to become truly wealthy and understand how to go from where they are to where they'd like to be. And QBear, I just appreciate you, period.
Man, I appreciate you. When I first talked to Mary and found out, you know, that you were on this road and what you were doing, and then found out some of the other things beyond some of the other stuff that I already know, I was like, what, Paulie? And then she said, Paulie, because, you know, that's what we call each other, you know. But it's Paul D. Jones for some of y'all on the business side of things, but when we grew up, it was Paulie. And so, you know, man, I'm glad you're doing this thing and right here in the Twin Cities, and it's called Wealth Day. Now, for those of you who like to register and find out more information, I know it's www.wealthday.net. But who are some of the keynote speakers that will be involved into the program?
Well, I'm glad you asked. We have Dr. Randall Pinkett, and for those who need to know who that is, this is why they don't want to miss this. He was the first African-American to win Donald Trump's Apprentice, the number 4 season winner. He also owns a multi-million-dollar company to the tune of it's worth like $150 million portfolio that his company runs. So this individual is not someone who's made $1 million or $2 million, but someone who's been in a position to manage real wealth to the tunes of hundreds of millions. You know, in his book, he also has a book called Black Faces and White Places. You know, Bill Cosby and Camille Cosby endorsed his book. Soledad O'Brien endorsed his book. You know, it's just major people like that. Cornel Wallace endorsed his book. So to get people to realize that this is a major brother who's coming to town to do something. We also have S. Renee Smith, who's an author out of the Delaware area. Now, S. Renee has a book called The Bridge to Your Brand. You know, she's the only female on the panel or at the conference, so all you women have to come out and represent for S. Renee Smith, because she's really showing people, you know, because she worked on a corporate level, managing, as I said again, multi-million-dollar portfolios, firms, you know, helping companies like Cub Foods get their imaging down and whatnot, because that's what matters. When you're coming out to do something in life, it's about how you look. You know, the whole brand, the make, that matters. Well, S. Renee will be there to talk about that. We also have a guy named Scott Binion, who's the CEO of Hagen and Binion accounting firm. You know, this guy will show you the benefits of owning your own. I don't care if you have a small lawn care business, a small home cleaning business, you know, or whatever it is you want to start. You know, he'll show you the benefits of why you want to start that, and how you benefit in taxes by being a small business owner, as well as getting you to understand all the other tax breaks that a person is to have. Then on top of that, two of my favorite people that I'm just happy that are on is Mr. Angelo Ellerby. Now, you think of the late Michael Jackson, Mary J. Blige, DMX, when DMX was doing movies and really had hit records out, this is the guy who was marketing them, who was their PR, their management, who basically shaped their whole profile and image. So if you can understand it, millions on top of millions of people recognize these individuals. Well, this is the person behind the scenes that shaped them to who they are today. Mr. Angelo Ellerby, nobody wants to miss him. And then we have the guy who you'll have on tomorrow, I'm hearing too, is the fly guy.
Yep,
you know,
yep.
QBear. Guys don't understand. I have so much respect for Antonio Fargas. The last few days, just been on the phone, the last few weeks actually, been on the phone talking with him, you know, and he talks about something called a spiritual bank. And I get it. I totally get it, QBear. And what people don't know about Antonio Fargas is he's been in the game for 52 years. Now, we know there's a lot of entertainers and actors and actresses who have been out there, but they can't say they've lasted for 52 years. You know, he's been there from our parents would know the whole Starsky and Hutch thing. You know, a lot of us would know him from the Fly Guy and I'm going to Get You Sucker. But lately, he's in, you see Everybody Hates Chris, where he's the store clerk in Everybody Hates Chris. So he also is going to be here to sow into people, and the guy has so much knowledge and wisdom, because you got to understand, when you go through the different turns and different changes in life, you have to be around people who have been through that wave of motion. You know, everybody on this panel have hit big levels in business, but they all come from humble beginnings. So that's what I like. So no one will be speaking down to anyone. We will be all building people up. So I'm just thankful that when I said, hey, let's put this together, they all said yes. It was no politics, you know, and that's rare when you get a lot of business heads that have done very well in business. You know, people bring politics and everything else. They get it. Wealth Day is about making sure that everybody, especially when I saw the election, you know, how some people were worried about who was going to get elected or not. I want people to understand that, number one, the person we chose won. However, now we have to go out and build that personal wealth so that we can be an advantage, so that we can be on purpose. And it's about everybody making a better lifestyle for themselves. You know, it's everyone. If I can go out and start a business and make millions and be right here in the Twin Cities, then so can everyone else. It's not a secret. Come out to Wealth Day, December 8th in You'll just walk away with pages and pages of notes, or your iPad will probably need a new battery charge, because we're going to make sure that we sow into people. We're going to leave nothing on the table. People that come to Wealth Day will leave enriched and their spirits taken to another level. I really want the Twin Cities to support and just, give these guys, a good applause for coming to our city, because they're coming just out of love, and that's rare.
Man, I'm looking forward to it, and I promise you on Saturday I will definitely be there. I got a live remote in between the time, but that's only a 2-hour thing, so I'll definitely be over that way. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, that's my man, Mr. Paulie D. Jones, and we're talking about it and letting you know it's Wealth Day, and it's going to be on this Saturday, December the 8th, from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., Now, check this out. It's going to take place at the Crown Plaza Hotel and Suites, and it's at the airport. That's right, at Airport 3, Apple Tree Square in Bloomington. So it's right by the Mall of America, right from the airport, and it's easy access for you to get to. And if you want more information, you can register at www.wealthday.net. And also, besides that, I know it's $15 in advance and $20 at the door, but I'm also letting you know that it's the cheapest price of anywhere when you get to something of seminars such as this, when we're talking about wealth, when we're talking about empowerment, and we're talking about making it happen. And then the cast of star-studded people that's going to give you that information face to face and letting you know what's going on. So, Mr. Paulie D. Jones, man, I appreciate you, bro, and I'm looking forward to getting you in some golf in 2013. I'm just letting you know.
Well, Q, my clubs are sitting here. I'm looking at them right now. I'll shine them up, and I'm ready for you. And I still owe you some bowling lessons too.
Yeah, you do, because the last time I think you got dusted. So you just bring it on. You just bring it on. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, sir.
Yep, I did. I tell you what. Also, Q, I'm not afraid to sow seed. If you want to give some tickets away on me, you make the number. I want the people to be in the house. I want us to really be a blessing. That's what this is about. So we put a price tag on it to show people that it's valuable. Most events like this cost $75 to $100,
right?
Just for one or two speakers. But I want for the listening audience right now, they call in, to you, and I'll let you do it how you want to do it. But Q, how many you want to give away? Q, let's pack the house.
We'll give away 2 pair right now. We'll take caller number 7 and caller number 14. Caller number 7 and caller number 14. And the phone is just lit up real quick. So we're talking about it and letting you know it's called Wealth Day, and it's going to take place this Saturday, December the 8th, from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. at the Crown Plaza Hotel and Suites. And it's the Minneapolis Airport 3, Apple Tree Square in Bloomington, and it's right between the airport and Mall of America. You definitely want to make sure you go out there and check it out. We're going to take caller number 7 and caller number 14, and I'll take down their names and then hit back at you, so their names will definitely be at the door. All right?
Absolutely. Hey, I appreciate you, Q, and just thank you, man, for everything, for what you're doing, and God bless. We love the Twin Cities. That's why I'm doing this here. I want my home, and I want the people in my home city to prosper, and that's what this is about. This is the beginning of tell them the new year is coming, plan to succeed, and we're going to make reservations to succeed. We're not making resolutions this year. I'll see y'all at Wealth Day.
No doubt about it, and I'll see you this Saturday. That's my man, Mr. Paulie D. Jones, and he's the president and CEO of Jones Marketing Group, JMG Net Worth, and My Financial Worth. He's also the author of 2 books that I know of. One is Who Told You You Were Broke, and the other is Scheduled for Success. And my man, Paulie Jones, no question about it, bro. Love you very much. You keep your dial right where it's at. I'm going to do those callers. Caller number 7 and caller number 14 will be the recipient of a pair of tickets for this Saturday. And I'm letting you know now, if you want to register, www.wealthday.net. And if nothing else and you can't get that in, then what you want to do is just show up over that way at the Crown Plaza this Saturday, and it's the Airport 3, Apple Tree Square in Bloomington. And you show up over there, and they'll be able to take care of you at the door as well.